New World Scenario. The Deception of History. The Explosion of the Future. Today we will talk about this New World Scenario, which is not only repeating the mistakes of history, but is also preparing to bathe the future in blood once again. But remember, we will not spread any rumors here. We will not fulfill any agenda. We will only tell the truth. Now let's get to the point. The Crusades, the weapon of religion. Let's go back in history a bit. There was a time when the world's biggest wars were fought in the name of religion. We call them the Crusades. The Western world, led by the Church, was starting wars against Muslims. On the other hand, Muslim rulers were also using the scholars for their political purposes. Empires were being saved in the name of saving Islam. Blood on earth and lies in heaven. Turkey from greatness to decline. Then in this historical scenario emerged Turkey in the form of the Ottoman Caliphate. It became a constant threat to the West. Many European countries were afraid of Turkey. But in the First World War, a wrong alliance with Germany, sank Turkey. There was also a truth behind this decision. Britain and France had increased their intervention in the Middle East. The result? The Ottoman Empire fell apart. Jews from oppression to planning. During this time, atrocities against Jews increased in Europe. The Holocaust occurred in Germany. But there is another truth, that the Christian world itself did not want the Jews among itself. So the solution was found. Give them a separate state, so that the problem would also be solved, and the burden of the Crusades would also be lightened. First there was talk of Uganda and Sudan, but the Jews chose Palestine based on the belief in the Third Temple, Israel, a wound that still hurts today. This plan was made like killing two birds with one stone. On the one hand, Muslims should be confused religiously and politically. On the other hand, Jews should be expelled from Europe and settled in the Middle East. And then in 1948, Israel was established. Israel became the dagger of the Middle East that was embedded in the chest of peace. Even today we are seeing Gaza is bleeding, Muslims are dying, and the major powers are only expressing concern. Abraham Accords, peace or another war? In the past few years, a new peace story has been written in the name of Abraham Accords. A number of Arab countries have recognized Israel. But viewers, is this a peace treaty or a new chapter in a war? Is this the preparation for a new world order? An order in which the balance of power is completely in the hands of the West. America wounded but dominant. On the other hand, America is torn by its own internal problems. Economic crisis, racism, gun violence, Biden's weak government, and now the unconventional leadership of capitalists like Elon Musk, who no longer just need business, but decisions for the whole world. Elon Musk's space projects, neutral internet network, and the rule of artificial intelligence. All of these are heralding the new power of the future. Trump, peace or chaos? Donald Trump is running to become president again. He claims that he can bring peace, but his decisions are sometimes against China, sometimes against Europe, and sometimes against the Muslim world. India is pitted against China. Pakistan is being surrounded. Iran is being constantly targeted. Sometimes peace, sometimes threats from Russia. Is all this a mysterious preparation for a big war or something else? China the real target? Now the
China. Whether it is technology, the economy, or military power, their goal is to stop China. The US first brought India closer, now considering it a failure. Pakistan is being pushed. The circle around China is being narrowed. But China is not silent.
The Belt and Road Initiative, the dollar's alternative currency, agreement and the alliance with Russia, all of these are preparing a new scenario. Pakistan on the threshold of history. Pakistan is currently standing at a decisive point. China on one side, America on the other side. Internal crisis on the third side. Pakistan desperately needs to be smart, prudent and learn from history, otherwise in the Third World War, this land, this nation, may become another historical arena. 2025, the threshold of a new scenario. 2025, this is no ordinary year. Agreements are breaking. Alliances are falling apart. Economies are weakening. And rulers are making foolish decisions. If we don't wake up, whether or not an official bell of the Third World War rings, the world will once again be pushed towards blood, gunpowder, and destruction. Viewers, This was our presentation today from the History and Future segment,
where we talked about only one thing: the truth history books keep changing, but the wounds of history never fade. Think, understand, and save your future generation from the fire. I am Muhammad Salim Ko J. Wajer, and you were watching Lab-e Lubab. Goodbye.